Hello, my name is Matthew McGuire, and this is my introduction video to the show Extracted Season 2. Season 1 was filmed, I believe the city's name is Whistler, British Columbia, near there, which is north of Vancouver. For our American audiences, it's north of Seattle. So I'm going to give a little background about me, currently living here in Waco, Texas. A little bit about my survival knowledge, which is going to be minimal. And a little bit about the individuals I plan to bring on the show. And a little bit of the story of Extracted and myself. So, my wife and I love reality TV. And we turn on Fox and we start watching this show called Extracted. And it's a hit. It gets picked up for season 2. We're loving it. At the end of season 1, they have a application that comes up on the screen, a link to an application. I fill out the application, and I'll be honest with you, I was ornery is a nice word. They to, I guess, create some friction, as I'm trying to create with this piece of wood, create some friction and a little bit of interest. My application was definitely one that was unconventional. So I don't really think much about it. And then a couple weeks later, I get a call. And I say, hey, if you got my email, email me. And they email me and they say, we need your photo, headshots, people that you plan on bringing on the show, which is my father and my good friend Jason. And we'd like an introduction video. So in the introduction video, I'm talking to my dad about it. And he says, well, I'll be on the show if you can start a fire with just sticks and wood. So I look online and I start watching YouTube videos on how to start fires. And I'm not really planning to start one next to this lake right now, because that's technically illegal. But I am wanting to see how difficult it is without the bow method, which would be a string attached to this, making this rotating process much easier. I'm just wanting to see how difficult it is to start a fire with these objects and how close I can get. So that's a bit of my current, you could say, survival knowledge. On the show, you're able to bring some objects into the wilderness with you, which would dramatically help this process. And the bow method, using basically what I'm using, 2 sticks right now, rubbing them together, the bow method would kind of have a string from here to here, making it easier to go back and forth, which I could use one of my shoelaces for. But again, I don't really think starting a fire next to this lake, Waco's beautiful lake, would honestly be good in my interest and the city's interest. I just want to see how difficult this process is. This is my first attempt. I've seen other people start fires with coconut trees, palm trees, and the fibers to the wood are much more flammable. The wood that I'm using right now, not so flammable. I am making progress. And I think that's a key thing. My dad said he wanted to see me start this fire or he wouldn't be on the show. To be honest, it's illegal to start the fire. So I hope he sees my effort and still wants to be on it. So, a little bit more about me. I'm 41 years old. I currently work at Texas A&M University as a, you can call it content manager. It's what I went to college for. I live here in Central Texas, which is hot, in north of Vancouver. We can hear a bit of a loud engine in the background, birds chirping. So nature meets a bit of modern life out here. Some people just love to rev their engines in Texas and across the United States. But yeah, it's hotter in Texas overall than north of Vancouver. So I get that. I get it to be a big adaptation for me. But yeah, I work in content management. I understand reality TV. I understand you have different narratives that go on. and I think the show's really looking in this introduction video, they're looking for a narrative about me. Like, what about the dynamic between myself, my friend, and my dad will make it interesting for viewers? Honestly, if you watch my other YouTube videos, you're going to get a great idea of the level of interest that I've been able to produce independently, without a large-scale budget, without a large-scale network, just independently doing it for now close to 15 years. Almost 17 years if you count my early YouTube videos. So I've been producing video content for 17 years, if not more. I really started whenever my dad would have me start with a camcorder and filming my brother, his sporting activities, and some of my friends doing their sporting activities. So I've had a lot of years of experience doing this since my teenage years. In high school, I was on a high school televised show. It was like taking the announcements and making them televised. I'm just thinking of different ways of getting friction in here to try to get this going. Right now I'm not having much success, I'm not gonna lie to you. But again, the sticks and stones are also not great tools to be doing this with. That being said, I really want to be on the show. I want to be able to entertain the audience. The narrative, I believe, having a father and son, that dynamic I think is great. My dad, he's always been there for me. He was my best man. Jason Ross, also basically best man material. My wedding recently. And they're good people. So I think the humor that we can bring to the show is something that's probably unique and needed. A little comic relief. You could say I could be, one of these social media people that would be a little bit more on the villainous side. I would easily last the 10 days. Even if I don't start this fire right now with sticks and stones, I'm still confident that I can last 10 days. And when I say 10 days, there's 10 episodes. So maybe it's 14 to 21 days. And again, I can last those days fairly easily. It'll be where, I would need to be able to figure out how to start a fire, and hopefully they would give me enough tools besides sticks and stones to do that with. I need a way to boil water, because if you look at this lake water right now, it will make you sick. And I need to be able to cook up small amounts of either grub, insects. If you end up getting a piece of protein, that's great. But technically insects are protein. So again, I think that this is a good experience for me to see how difficult it is to start a fire with just some primal objects. And I'm understanding what it's taking with just the wood in this dry area of Waco compared to the wet area of British Columbia. Again, if I had a flint, if I had possible match, this whole process would be far easier. But it's making me appreciate if I didn't have those objects. So I do want you to take me into consideration for the casting of the show. I would like to be able to not only do the show, but I want to do additional shows too. Because honestly, I have, many years to be able to add to, not just on YouTube, but to broader audiences. So hopefully you take me into consideration when we're doing the casting. You do a callback with me, some more interviews, and we see if my personality, my father's personality, he's around 70. My friend's personality also just turned 40. He's got a bit more of a mountain man, a bit more of a self-reliance kind of attitude to him. I think that we all would bring excellent entertainment to the show, give you a bit of a ratings pop, because we know how to play into different characters. And right now I think that I'm just asking for your consideration, and check back, because there's always going to be more stuff on the YouTube channel. Well, back to me halfway trying to make this fire here. You have a good day.